Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Going into the third hour of today's episode of Nebula Jazz. It's La Bamba time. Okay, you're surrounded by these goons. I think we actually cut in on Glorn's office, and maybe we expect Glorn to be like panicking or like, what are we doing? We got to send more goons, whatever. But he's sitting there with his furry little chin, his furry little paw, kind of looking interestedly at the fight, watching his goons get thrown around. He's like, yeah. And so he's watching this intently. And then on the other side of the screen, what does your general countenance look like, Eugene? Are you nervous? What's happening?
I am trying so hard to keep a straight face because the second that I saw that screen come up, it was a combination of like, oh fuck, and also, yeah, like this is par. Like, yeah, okay, if something was going to be going wrong nearby, it was probably them. But I don't want to give away that I recognize them or that I care at all. I am just hanging out, waiting to not die. Fingers crossed.
Excellent. Okay, so you see, we see on the screen, we see Thuja, fighting with her snap baton, and she takes a swing at one of the guys, and she's fighting to impress now, right? She knows that Rex is watching her, so everything that she does is like brutal but showy. So she's fighting flashily to try to impress Rex. So she takes a swing. And the poor goons attempt to defend themselves. And let's see how that goes. Okay, so they're at a standstill. They're kind of locked in this fight. Rex, what are you gonna do? You finish your drink, place it on the counter.
Rex finishes his drink, and you get like this panoramic view of like the battlefield, and La Bamba is kind of kicking in. And he kind of you see the ice cubes like clink in his glass, and he kind of looks down the bar, and he sees the robo bartender just face down.
Yeah, just booze dripping
and
off.
And he kind of just reaches over and grabs like a space whiskey off the shelf behind the bar, and just kind of pours himself a second glass. And as he does so, you see a bottle just fly over his head as he leans forward to grab it and just smash on the wall behind him. And he just kind of picks it up and keeps sipping. Yeah.
Nice. Excellent. All right, Aurora, what do you want to do? Sparky is watching Quinn and these guys kind of so you throw it? You throw a stick? What's going on? Getting all hyped, getting ready to do something, but hasn't done anything yet.
I think someone that's taking up the tail end, because not everyone's gonna be able to pounce on Quinn. And
I mean, they're doing a pretty okay job right now.
You see the last guy, Sparky just gets pissed. He just gets pissed. So as the last guy goes to jump at Quinn, Sparky grabs his leg and just starts growling and pulling him backwards.
Shaking him around, okay.
Shaking, and that dog, he's slowly backing up if he can.
Okay, all right. Go ahead and you can, as with all the stuff we've been doing with Sparky, we attack using your approaches. This sounds forceful.
Yeah.
Go ahead and make that roll. And you've got 2 free invokes on playing fetch, so if you need to bump it up, you can.
Oh.
Okay, all right. Let me defend. So Sparky comes running up. The guy bites his leg. He turns around and takes a swing down to knock Sparky off of him, and he gets a 1. So I beat you. But if you invoke that, you can deal one damage basically.
I'm gonna say he's gonna invoke it, or I'm gonna invoke it, so that way he can I invoke it to take away his baton?
No, you can. In this case, it's an attack. So what you're doing is you're damaging him. So that bumps you up. Now, if you want to, you've got 3 fate points. You can spend on another of your personal aspects to do even more damage.
No, I think I'm just gonna do 1 damage for now, and save the rest.
Yeah, so this one goon, and these guys, you can imagine them as being Star Trek aliens, right? They're basically human, but they're just different colors with different bumpy foreheads. This guy, the Sparky jumps up and like rips the leg of his pinstripe suit, and he's like, "Oh, I just got that! Oh, you stupid dog!" And he's like distracted, fighting him and getting stressed out, dealing with Sparky. Quinn, you are covered in goons. What are you gonna do?
Well, I imagine whatever I do, it is completely and totally in time with the song La Bamba. So I definitely start just like clawing at these guys behind the bar and smashing their heads against it and the wall and taps and all sorts of things back there, and just brutalizing these men.
Excellent. All right, go ahead and attack forcefully. Okay, 3. Let's see.
What is happening today? I can't roll with anything.
You got a +2 though, don't you?
You're
outnumbered.
I do. Yeah, when forcefully attacking, I have a +2.
Yep. So you are. Yeah. So you're at a 5. So I got a 1. So you are at you're at a 4. So yeah, you're gonna deal 4 worth of damage to these guys. Unless you want to spend that last fate point. I assume you don't.
No, I'm going to hold on.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So yeah, it definitely, I mean, you've got the full fury of Serpentis behind you and you're just slamming these guys in. I think we see you like drag one across the bar, breaking all these like glasses that are there, throwing them on the floor. A guy hits you with his stun baton. You get electrocuted, but it doesn't stop you. You just turn and swipe him with your claws. There's a Wilhelm scream as he tumbles to the floor. And then the goons get to mount their counterattack.
There's a moment where Sam is drinking and lifts his glass off the table as a guy skids by.
Yeah, I like lift the glass up and the body just skids off onto the ground. And I just put it down again.
Awesome. All right. So the goons fighting Thuja. They make an attack on her. Ooh, this could be bad for her. So she's fighting flashily, and she gets a 2. Okay, so Thuja, she takes a hit. I'm going to give her a mild consequence. I'm going to say distracted by her ex. So I think at one point she looks over at you, Rex, like waiting for you to come and like fight with her. And one of the guys gets her. He comes up behind and like jabs her in the ribs with the stun baton. And she drops to her knees. And he can't see her. We see her scowl. And I mean, maybe you've poked her once or twice with one of these things. I know. Yeah, this is just gonna piss her off. And she like lashes back with a headbutt and drives the guy back. But you can see her. She's losing terrain to this dude. And then the other 2 groups on Quinn, they're gonna get up on you. So I've got a 3, Quinn, on the first group.
Okay. I guess since I'm attacking like a crazy wild man, I probably would defend as one as well. So
I imagine, yeah.
All right.
Nice.
There it is.
Hey.
There it is.
Good roll,
So
good roll.
yeah, so the first guy that attacks you, I think it's all about offense, right? So you just punch him hard in the chest before he even gets to bring up his weapon on you. And then the other group.
To the music. Let's not forget.
Course, everything
this is a music montage. This entire scene is now montage.
Perfect. All right. So second one, I got a 2. So there you go. Same jam. All right. So you're untouchable right now. And I think again, top of the round, we cut back to the office, and now we see that that Glorn has clambered down. He's on all fours, like on his desk, just like staring up at Quinn as Quinn just like mops the floor with these guys.
The longer that this fight has gone on, because normally I have these features that I've sort of constructed for myself. The longer this has gone on, and the more that I've tried to pretend that I don't care about it, the features have just sunk into my body, and I just look like a smooth slime, just kind of sitting there, trying to play it cool.
Awesome. That's great. Cool. Okay, so Thuja, fighting for Rex's love. Gets let's see, she gets a 2. You're a bad influence on her. And in defense, the goons get a 3. Yeah, so lunges back to fight them and doesn't make any leeway. Rex, it is your turn. What are you going to do?
Rex is kind of like watching. He's enjoying Thuja like failing to a degree. It's pretty funny to see. And then one of the goons catches wind that she keeps looking at Rex, and he swings his baton at Rex. And Rex dodges easily, but it catches the bottom of the glass, and the bottom of the glass just explodes.
Right.
And
yeah.
Rex is left just holding like the rim of the glass with nothing underneath, and he's like covered in whiskey.
Little bits of glass.
And he just kind of like snarls and like drops the glass, and then just like throws a punch at the goon.
Nice. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Make an attack with forceful.
I'm gonna go with quick.
Yeah,
it's gonna be like an instantaneous response. Yeah. Because he's got those quick boxer jabs.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. You get.
All right.
Yeah, you got 4. Okay. All right. So he lunges at you, goes to hit you with the stun baton. You move, it breaks your glass. He looks up at you like, shit. Like he has this moment, like he knows he's about to get punched in the face, and tries to jump back. But I'm guessing no, he does not. He does not jump back fast enough.
This is actually a 6 because Rex is covered in whiskey. So he gets +2 to attacking quickly when wet.
I don't think just being damp quite counts.
Oh no, it really got him.
You have to be soaked. This is not enough.
All right.
But there's a fountain fairly nearby.
No, we're good.
But
I think it's just like a quick shot to the gut to wind him. It isn't like going for the face or anything.
Yeah. So you snap out and you hit a guy, and you hit this guy and he staggers back, like trying to breathe. You punched him in the chest. Aurora, what would you like to do?
I would like to attempt to. Wait, are these? Do any of them have robotic parts? Are they robots?
No, these guys are all humans.
Oh yeah. You said they're humanoid.
They're near humans. Yeah.
They have no robotic parts on them.
Mm-mm.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Mm-hmm.
That's unfortunate. Okay, well, I think Aurora, she's sitting at the bar, and Rex is to this side, fighting now, because he's angry over spilt milk. And then Quinn is in front of her, just like all these men just piling up. In fact, one of them, like, she reaches forward and grabs some gum out of his pocket and just like starts eating it as she's just watching. And then she sees Sparky start dragging a guy off. So what I'm gonna try and do is grab his baton as Sparky's dragging him backwards, like away from the fight. Like, okay. I guess sort of like I guess it would be forceful because I'm trying to like take it out of his hands as he's distracted by Sparky.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So. Yeah. So do you want to? Is this like an attack or? Are you trying?
I actually like want to take it from him, so that way I can use it or I can give it to someone who can use it. So.
Okay. Yeah. So you're trying to create an advantage of the baton itself.
Yeah, disarm him.
Okay. Sure. So go ahead and make your forceful. And since you're targeting him directly, I'll have him roll. And he got a -1. So yeah. Sure. So you get same thing as before. You'll have 2 free invokes on it, and I think this is, we'll call it who's got the baton. And you like yank this guy's stun baton out of his hand, and he looks over and he's like, "Hey!" And then Sparky jumps on him, and he gets distracted again. So anybody can invoke those. So Quinn, before you make your attack. We cut back to this little mob boss guy, and he looks up and he looks over at one of the goons that's still in the office, and he looks at you, and the camera zooms in as you like lift a guy up, and we see you, nice tight shot, and his big eyes, like he looks over at his guard, he's like, points at the screen, he's like, "Who is that?" And then we cut back to you, surrounded by guys. What are you gonna do?
I lift 2 men's heads up and smash them together, and look directly into the camera and say, "I am Quinn to Lock, the last guardian of the 12 Serpentes, the damned son of Slyn. Today your families will lament, and remember your choice not to run." That's what I do. That's exactly what I do.
Excellent.
La
All
la
to
la la
the,
la la bamba.
yeah, exactly. All to
So
the
it's still
tune of
playing.
La Bamba.
And meanwhile, like the whole time, Aurora is just like mimicking everything he says because she's heard it so many times that she's like her lips are moving to it.
You're just mouthing it, yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I'm gonna go. Cosmo.
Okay. Great. So let's have you
Forceful, I
make your
guess.
attack. Oh yeah. Nice. Okay. So let's resist that forceful. Okay. So you beat them by 1. If you wanna invoke, remember you still have tending bar that you can use for free. You got 1 shot on that.
Yeah, I want to use that because I want this to be the most epic beatdown / 2 camera there ever was in the history of fourth wall breaking. As the guys in the room are watching me stare directly at them when I say this.
Yeah. Perfect. Okay, so that goes from 4 to 6, which does 3, which does another box of stress. And yeah, I think that, like you said, you just like look at the camera, you say your line, and you just like slam these guys together and throw them on the ground. And you're also outnumbered, so it's actually another one. So you knock out one of the groups.
I keep forgetting. It's even more epic. No one takes the time to question why I decide to look directly at the camera in the bar that I never noticed before.
Yeah,
No one questions it because it's fucking awesome. No one questions it.
I like how it's like I want it to be like a full face close up, but as it zooms out, there's like actually a guy on your back and you're ignoring him, and then you just like smack 2 together.
All right. So the group that's fighting with Rex and Thuja, they're gonna attack you, Rex. So the guy that we cut in on the guy that you just took a swing at. You punch him, stagger him back. He lunges at you with his baton, tries to zap you, and he hits you in the shoulder with it. How do you defend yourself? He's coming at you. What are you gonna do?
Rex is, as much as Thuja's trying to impress Rex is trying to impress Thuja. So he wants to just like give it like a stylish like lean back, just to avoid the swing.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So let's do flashy.
It definitely sounds like flashy. Yep.
No.
Shit.
Okay. All right. So you can spend if you spend 1 fate point, it means you're at a 0, so it puts you at 2. So you take 1.
Think one of my stunts will put me at a 2 anyway. Which is I get +2 when defending flashlight as long as there's an audience present.
Oh yeah, so the 2 of you, and this is the thing. Like this is a whole situation now. It's just Rex and Thuja just.
We're literally flying. We're just flying.
They're flirting. They're just through for each
combat.
other.
Yeah.
So this is you like dodging backwards and grabbing the guy and slamming his head on the desk, and he like comes up, his face is all bloody, and you just look at her like, huh? Yeah, look what I did.
Because we literally had a conversation 5 minutes ago. She was like, "You used to be bloody. You used to be ferocious," and so it's now just happening.
So I'm gonna spend one of my fate points to bring me up to a 5. So I want this to be, you gotta pay for it.
Okay.
So you're 3 behind. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna invoke my aspect of the daring outlaw. This isn't my first bar brawl. I know how to utilize the surroundings in a bar to my advantage in a fight. So I'm like grabbing like the napkin tray and just like using it to block the swing.
Right.
With the baton.
Yeah, so you've obviously been in lots of bar fights before. You know all the objects that can be used as weapons.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So that puts you 1 behind. You just want to take the 1 as stress.
Yeah, I'll take the 1.
Okay. Yeah. So in the little like fight, part of the fact that you're showing off means you do get mildly stunned, but that's fine. Cool. Okay. So Quinn went, and then they went. All right. So Thuja, I think she's just watching Rex work. Rex, it's your turn.
How many are left in our little gang?
There are still 2. They're at 2/3 fighting speed.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean, I block with like the napkin container, and then I just go like smash one of them over the head with it.
Okay.
I guess that's forceful.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna 3. Ooh, I tied you. So you want to spend a point? Bump this up to a 5?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. Which one are you gonna invoke?
I'll invoke the aspect of Le Freak. At this point, it is just flirty combat, and I'm trying to impress her. So I think I put a little bit of extra power into the swing, just to make sure he goes down in one blow.
Yeah. So you could have like been gentle and like knock the guy out, but instead you just smash him in the face. We hear bone crunching, and he falls down screaming. And she's just standing there grinning at you.
And I like immediately look at her. I'm like looking at her as I do it. I'm like looking at him.
Smash him, and you don't take eyes off.
Smashing him.
Awesome. All right, Aurora. We can do. There's
Quinn.
basically like there's 2 guys left. One fighting Quinn and one fighting Rex.
Okay, there's 2 guys left. I think this baton. See, what kind of special powers does it? Can it stun?
Yeah, it's just like a cattle prod, basically.
I think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna have this baton. I'm just gonna like the one that's fighting Quinn as he's like whatever is on his back, right? There's one guy on his back, and as he like turns around, like he's like maybe trying to get the guy off, you just see me like lunge it forward and try to force it inappropriately in place.
Jam him in the butt with it.
Yeah, nice. Pretty much.
Yeah. All right. So
I'm not aiming for it. It's just what happens.
Forceful attack. She saw it on one of those videos she was watching earlier. Okay. Now let me roll against it, and then you also have some free invokes you can use. They'll go away at the end of the thing, so you might as well. You're gonna need them. All right. So I got a 5.
I'm gonna use them. I'm gonna use those free invokes on this baton.
Yes, you've got one for the baton, so you can use that. That'll bring you up to a 4. You can't use the same invoke twice, but you do still have one free one for playing fetch.
Yeah, I'd like to use the playing fetch with Sparky. I'm gonna say that like maybe Sparky helps. He jumps up. So. Okay,
cool. Yeah, so Sparky distracts the guy for a second. He turns around, and then you jab him with the taser, and you definitely take that guy out. Cool. All right, Quinn. I think before you look around, there's no one in the immediate grabbing vicinity for you, and then you look over and there's like one guy left over where Rex and Thuja
are. Quinn hops back over the bar and just sort of walks out into the sand. He's done.
Leave.
Yeah. He pulls the bottle. He pulls the bottle out of his pants and sort of unwraps the towel and just walks out onto the beach.
Time to go relax. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm not gonna get in the way of that fight.
You walk past Rex. He doesn't even say anything. He's just like, he just lets you go.
Look, I get it. I get love. It's very similar to my species. I get it.
So the goons, this last goon, he gives up. He drops the baton and he looks at Thuja and he's like, please, I give up. I don't want to fight anymore. And she, I think she grabs him. Grabs him by the hair and like kicks his knees, so he drops to his knees and like pulls his hair back. And she looks over at you, Rex, and you can see his exposed throat. And she just looks at you. Yeah, like get him.
I eat him.
Yeah. So is this
Rex just like you just see like a grin, a big shocky grin appear, and then he just bites down into the neck and like claret sprays everywhere. Yes. And you see like Thuja's face and like blood like splats on her face, but she's smiling.
Yeah. So she can't even close her mouth. She's smiling so much, and we just see her. We don't see you bite him. We just see you like lunge for him, and then you have just a spray, and she gets like blood like gets in her mouth and stuff. And she's just like,
it's just a profile shot of her, and you can just hear the sounds.
Yeah, and just the grinding and crunching. The screams are very brief and then silent. And back where you are, back in the office. The screen like goes away, and Glorn looks across the desk. He's like clinging to the edge of the desk, and then his fur is all standing on edge. And he looks down at you, and he's like, I have to have them, and he looks at you, Eugene, and he says, I
wasn't paying attention.
He says to you, if you can bring them to me, I could put them to such good use. We saw you on the beach with them. Your friends, they're beautiful. Those two, I have to have them. Bring them to me, and everything about the ship, it's all forgotten. It's all behind us. His little nose is like twitching all spastically. The whiskers.
You know what, buddy? I'd love to. I accept.
Okay. All right. So he says to his goons, he's like, take Eugene outside, but keep an eye on him. And he brings up the video again, and like you can see him rewinding it and like watching the fight over again, just staring, big glossy eyes, attached to this video. We cut to Quinn outside. Quinn, you're sitting on the edge of the seawall or something, and you can hear you get this warm breeze coming up off the ocean. People fleeing in terror from you. Everything's feeling pretty good.
Yeah. I'm on like a rock, and next to me is just like a space seal, and I'm just like huffing this vapor drink.
Yeah. Okay. So Aurora, do you go out after Quinn, or do you? What do you do?
Like you sort of see Aurora pop off the stool, and she gets on Sparky's back, and he starts walking out this bar when everyone's fleeing from Quinn, and she looks at Rex, and she's just like, I don't understand, but she doesn't like say it loud enough to like be addressing him, and she just keeps going, and she follows Quinn out, and whenever he sits on the rock, she eventually comes up next to him and just like sort of looks over and watches as he like takes fascination with this bottle. So yeah, I think that she remains pretty quiet. She's just like taking it all in because she has no idea what just happened.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Sparky trots out behind you, holding one of the stun batons in his mouth. Like, I got the stick.
So I guess I could take it and then just start playing fetch with him because it's not going to affect him in any way. So
okay. So back inside. We see you, Rex, covered in blood, stand, because like, they're just standing there. So you stand up, and we see the two of you kind of staring at each other, and you've got like bits of like stuff in your teeth, and like all the front of you is just covered in blood. You got all your scary shark teeth. She's covered in blood. You're covered in blood. There's bodies all around you. There's a moment where you like look into each other's eyes, and then what happens?
We make out.
Yeah, like just right on the floor of the casino amid all the unconscious bodies.
Yeah.
Beautiful. All right, cool.
Mm-hmm.
I was just making sure.
Yeah,
all right.
And then like it like fades to black, and then it cuts to like Rex reaching for a bar towel, like a pristine white bar towel, and then like you see it like go back into shot, and it's just like covered in red with like pieces on it, and he's fucking like pristine, and he just like walks out after Quinn towards the beach. And I think Thuja just like follows behind him.
Yeah, so the two of you take a minute to embrace in your post-combat glow, and while that's happening, Eugene, you are led by the goons out into the street. So you come out of an alley, the sort of back entrance to the casino,
right?
And and you see Quinn sitting on a rock, vaping, and you see Aurora playing fetch with Sparky.
I turn to the goons that are like supposed to keep an eye on me. Like,
yeah,
all right, I get it. You gotta like keep an eye on me. I understand, but like, these dudes aren't amateurs, all right? You gotta really make sure that they can't tell you're here, all right? So keep a good distance. You feel me?
And
you saw what those guys can do. You saw the same shit I did.
Yeah, and I think they look at each other, and one of them's like, yeah, Ro, we'll be stealthy. And he's like, one time, I knocked over a jar one time. You ride my ass about this my whole life. He's like, it wasn't just a jar. And they like start arguing about who's stealthier than who. And you just kind of slip away.
Yeah, just, all right.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm gonna join up with them then.
Okay.
As I'm like getting into earshot. Like, well, looks like you guys had fun. No,
where you been?
No fun? Oh, I've just been having a great time as I'm talking to them.
And I like lean over. I'm like, I found God.
Oh,
like my eyes are wide, and then Sparky comes up with the baton and drops it at Eugene's
Base region.
Base. Yeah, his base.
Like he gets right up in the face and just drops it, right at his face.
you found God, and that's what you called that. Well, I mean, it's different for everybody. Okay. There is literally nothing weird going on with me. I had a perfectly normal day. And as I say that, little parts of my slime like lift up, like a little W starts to form, and then an E, and then NEEDTOGO. Just like slip as I'm talking, just being like, yeah. And then I got a manicure. Don't ask how that happens with slimes. It's very private. As I'm just like bullshitting, it just says we need to go on my body.
And then right as I do it, Sparky like looks at it, and then in some weird like robotic conjured voice of this man, it says we need to go, and it's Sparky.
We need to go.
Yeah, pretty much. And I'm just like,
you need to go to the bathroom, huh, boy?
Sparky turns.
All right, I'll take you for a walk.
All right. Yeah. So you're having this conversation, and it's Eugene's being weird. Eugene's being real weird.
You feeling okay, man? Are you feeling okay?
Why are you being so weird?
I'm feeling great. I'm feeling so great.
Why are you touching yourself? This is weird. I know we're on this island, but can't you do that? I mean, I've seen enough to know what you're doing right now, and it makes me listen.
God does not approve.
Yeah, I'm getting saved, and they said that I can't be a part of this.
I look at Quinn. I look at Quinn like, please, you're the only one who like could potentially be following me on this. We're best friends.
You look over, and Quinn is just like half passed out on a rock.
I see, Quinn.
Vapor slowly leaking from this bottle, and he's not even paying attention. Has not once looked over.
I think that's the thing, Quinn. Like, what are the effects of the Lorblethian ale vapor on your people? Well,
first off, because my people are already like our blood is very, very thin, so any alcohol is we get effed up. We are super crunk, which is why most of our rituals, most of our religious ceremonies involve alcohol and us getting crazy. So, for me, this is like the best alcohol in the world. So I am just in a different plane of existence, and I've gone through, and also because this is like vapor, it goes like in your nostrils and straight to all your like blood vessels and stuff immediately. So this is like when you see a news article that is totally fake, but it's like kids sticking booze up their butts. It's just like that. It's that kind of effect. It's exactly like that.
Ice Cube summer iced tea is like
vodka eyeball shots, like weird shit. Like it's that kind of thing where it's like straight into the blood. Yeah,
exactly. The kids are calling it nose booze.
Yeah, the old nose booze. It is. It messes you up, and then because my species is already not cool with we're not good with alcohol, I am triple messed up. So I'm like out. I'm not even paying attention to you.
Oh, God.
Little bubbles coming up off you.
Look at Rex. Please.
Rex leans into Thuja and he's like, how long till the ship can jump?
She shakes her head. She says, it'll still be a while. Eugene pushed it pretty hard. And she kind of sneers at you. And she's covered. Buddy? She's like covered in smeared blood. Like She says if we want to get off this planet fast, we need another way. The ship's not going to be able to go.
Well, you want to leave? Any ideas? No? None, slime boy?
I want to steal that dumb dude's ship again.
I love
I'm down with this.
His new one?
You mean the SS Glorn 2?
I'm down with this.
Yeah, totally. That's a thing you could do. Yep.
All right. Yep. I guess I got an
Unless
idea.
you know a ship that we can take.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I love that this idea to you is not only ironic but comically so. Like,
I know, it's like not
really,
that funny, but
really
she's
funny.
dying.
Just like-
She's dying.
it's like, guys, but I took his other one and now I'm taking this one.
Isn't that funny?
Yep.
I just love how much you think his plan is like just perfect.
Yeah. The Glorn again. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? I actually ran into an old buddy of mine. I think maybe we should all go meet him.
Weren't you trying to get us away from that guy? And now
Yeah,
like,
are we going to steal his ship? Now you're going to meet him?
I know. I'm so.
I can't say that. They're like right there.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
I can't figure out why you're dying, and it's so funny.
This happens. Sometimes she just breaks. Sometimes she just breaks, and there like isn't a reason why.
I don't know.
She's just losing it over that poor marsupial. Amazing.
Just shaking his little paw as we fly away.
It's fucking giant ring.
Poor guy.
You disrespected me for the last time.
You're teaching him not to trust.
Uh,
So how are you gonna do that? What's the plan here? Because they want you to these goons are keeping an eye on you, and if you don't come back with Rex and Quinn and introduce them to your old friend, then they're gonna know something's up. So that might be your next option, right?
right. God, I can't even think right now. I want to say that like I worked for this guy for a long time, and he was very, very proud. You know, in the way that a guy who has a lot of cars is like, you know, has a place that they've specifically built to show off their cars.
Yeah.
Like Glorn had a place on this island specifically to dock his ships, but that there was that one ship, the SS Glorn, that was the specific one that I stole. And so I know that he's at least got a ship, and I know where it is, and I know that, you know, he's into some shady business, so they're not ships that are going to be easily trackable. Like, that's probably our best bet, because in my mind, I'm like, I've done it once, right? Like, I can do that again.
Yeah. He always had aspirations of having his own port and stuff. And so somewhere on the island, there's got to be his personal house, right? And that'll be where the ship is. In a place of honor, because there's no way he's got all this money now. There's no way that the SS Glorn 2 won't be even better and more awesome. So
right. But you know, before we see that great friend of mine, I think we should all get cleaned up, don't you? And I know just the place. I'll lead the way.
Eugene, why are you yelling?
I always yell. What are you talking about? Kind of true.
sure, yeah. Normal sound of my voice. This is what I sound like.
I go and try to wake Quinn up, I guess, because he's like in this state, and I'm like, hey, she's saying you stink. We gotta get cleaned up. Let's meet this person.
Quinn does not wake up.
Hey, she's saying you stink.
Quinn does not wake up.
I'm still gonna yell. I'm just gonna keep yelling.
Okay.
Good luck with that.
You see me like reach forward and I start wiggling the jar that's in his hands. I start wiggling it.
I roll over and like protect it from you. Quinn does not wake up. Yeah.
Well, isn't that just cute? How are you gonna wake up the sleeping baby though?
Great question. Good luck, gang.
Look at Eugene. I'm like, this is all you.
Rex removes the jar from Sleepy Quinn's grasp.
How? I'm rolled over onto it. I'm holding it like it's my little
you're
baby.
asleep, bitch. All right, that's how. You're not gonna fight back.
I demand a roll on this.
I think that it would
I
be
demand a
it would
roll.
be a roll.
I
Yeah.
demand a roll.
Let's do it.
That's perfectly acceptable demand. It sounds like it's an opposed, probably like forceful roll because you're just taking it out of his hands and he's just trying to hold on to it. So
Okay.
go ahead and both of you roll. Okay.
Oh,
All right. Rex, yank.
Got
Unless
it.
you want to spend a point to
I
make it a
most
tie.
certainly do not.
Okay. All right. So you, yank the bottle away from his sleepy
Yeah.
hands.
Rex yanks it, and he's like, "Don't worry, he'll follow us." And then I'm gonna compel you, Quinn. All right, you're a meticulous jar collector, and I just took your jar.
My jar!
So
I
you're
have
gonna
to follow.
get your ass up, and
I
you're gonna
have
follow
to.
me to get that jar back.
All right.
You got
so-
me. I'm in. I stumble up off the rock. Actually, I roll off the rock, splat into the sand, and sort of try to claw my way back up to my feet. But I'm a mess. I'm a walking mess. And as we walk off the beach, I just knock over tables and
Your
beach
tail
chairs.
fucking, like,
Oh
flapping
yeah,
into shit.
yeah. If there was any control over my tail, it is gone. It is its own creature and just smacking things.
Okay.
All right, Eugene, where do you lead them?
I lead them to where I know Glorn's house is.
So you're not gonna go back to because the guys, if they see you go anywhere other than like Lauren's office, they're gonna be like,
That's why I was like, but we should get cleaned up first. We'll get cleaned up real fast. Put on
Yeah, if
some
you
nice clothes.
If you start to walk away, the goons will like start walking towards you, to be like, hey, where you going, buddy?
Okay.
Okay, all right. So yeah, you start to walk away, and you see, I think Rex. You spot two more of these goons walking towards you. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I mean Rex like has kind of felt them from the start.
Yeah.
Got that.
Yeah, you're being watched. Yeah.
Yeah, got that you being watched kind of vibe going on. I think Rex kind of like crouches down, so he's eye level with
So yeah.
with Eugene, and he's like, "You want us to take care of these guys?"
I kind of like pat Rex on the chest, like, hold on a sec. And to the dudes, I'm like, hey, I was just talking about you guys. Look at you, so handsome, such good goons. Am I right? You wanna come with? I don't want you to think that anything's not on the level. You want to come with us? We're gonna just.
When you say like, oh, look at you being such good goons, Raul, one of the goons, is like, oh, thank you for noticing, and the other one's like, shut up, idiot, he didn't mean it. And then Raul's like, oh, he gets kind of sad, like, oh, they don't get a lot of praise.
You don't have to take that, Raul. You're your own man.
Yeah, and then they say to you, the other one, he says, he's like, no, you don't need to get cleaned up. Come on, we're gonna go see the boss.
Oof, man, the boss, he's very excited to meet these guys, and wouldn't want to make a bad impression. Are you sure? Because we could make a very bad impression right now. I'm more saying that to Rex.
Yeah, I think Raul's like, are we being threatened? I'm not totally sure what's happening here.
Mm-hmm.
Raul's compatriot says, listen, Eugene, I don't think you could make a worse impression than you already did. Listen, you're gonna need to talk to the boss, all right? And those are the orders.
I eat him.
Like,
I'm gonna use my stunt to devour him.
okay.
Wait, you just did though, didn't you?
No.
That guy
It was like chewing the guy straight up. This is like there's no roll. It's fine.
You just eat. I just walk forward and like not Raul. I like him. The other guy, the mouthy guy. I just rip him to pieces. I devour him.
All right. So just in a flash, he's gone. Like just like chew him up and eat him.
Yeah, and you just see like me shoving this like foot.
Yeah, and Raul just stares in horror, and he's just like, you see his mouth moving, and he drops to his knees, and he's like, Julian, no, and like, and he just like stares at the sky like, why, God?
I kind of slime over to Raul, and I pat him on the shoulder while he's like,
Yeah, and he's just like crying into his hands. He's just like, no, Julian. Oh no.
Raoul, literally all we wanted to do was clean ourselves up. Are you gonna let us clean ourselves up, Raoul?
He's just inconsolable. He's just like,
Great.
no, why? He's holding one of Julian's shoes, just like, yeah. You can just leave him. He's not gonna follow you or do anything.
Great.
Yeah, Rex just looks at Eugene. He's like, "What's this shit then?"
So you head off, and I think that we see before we cut to wherever you're going, we see Raoul holding this like shoe and like staring at it, and then he stands up slowly, and you've left him, right? He's behind you. He stands up slowly, and he like drops the shoe, like wipes his face, and he looks after you, and you're just like kind of disappearing into the distance. He looks after you, and we see him just like raise his fist and like grit his teeth. Like you see him staring hard after you, and then we fade out.
Oh, great.
So cool.
I just realized my mouth has been open for like 5 minutes. What the shit did you just do?
I ain't got time for that shit. We need to get a ship and get out of here.
Why are you so horrified? You just like swiped a bunch of goons to death. It was just another goon, dude.
I don't think I killed them.
I mean, he knocks him unconscious. I eat them.
I wouldn't. I don't. Yeah, he ate a man. Like, he took a man and went like
in front of his best friend.
They had a whole
ridiculous.
They had a whole backstory. There was a whole thing.
The visual of just you going like just like one biting a dude.
It's like 4 or 5
so
bites.
silly.
It's just like I work my way down the body.
That's even more silly because then it means that you leaned over him and went munch, 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 munch.
Yeah.
I imagine it. Yeah, I imagine it to be like. I think we talked about this in the first episode. Imagine it to be like a bad like Mortal Kombat 2 fatality. Like it's just like it's fast and kind of awkward.
Yeah.
And
it's like I lift them off the ground so their like feet are hanging in the air, and then I just like feed them in.
Yeah, just like wood chipper.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yep.
All right. So the scene fades on Raoul just staring at you like, "Ugh." And where do you take your friends? What's the plan here? Because now, I mean, you've gone from frying pan into fire because by defying Glorn, you've put yourself on the run again. What's the plan here, Eugene?
I'm gonna take them right to where I know he keeps his ships.
Okay. Now I think things have changed, right? You haven't been here in a while. You know how he operates. You know that he would have such a place, but I don't think like last time you checked, he didn't own a casino.
Right.
So you're
he was
fisty.
He was very proud of that place, though. He like specifically built it for his ships. I don't think he would give that up.
Okay, so you think he's just improved on it?
Yeah, I think if anything, he's made it flashier. But like, people died building that place. Like,
all right, so
quality.
Here's where we cut to. It's nighttime. It's dark now. There's a beautiful cluster of moons floating overhead. There is the silvery light from the moon cluster down on where you are, and y'all are crouched in some foliage. There's some palm trees and bushes around you, and you're all kind of like stealth mode in these bushes, and you're looking down into kind of a little jungle valley, and sticking out of the valley is this insanely expensive looking like mansion. Basically, it's jutting out from the side. All the walls on the outside are glass. And on the area that juts out, you can see that there's an anti-gravity swimming pool, so just like a big blob of water floating in space. And on top of the house, there's a ship. There's a big, beautiful spaceship. You see the Glorn 2, and it's got this sort of sleek, kind of bird-like look to it. And then up front, there's a bubble. It's got like a bubble dome where the cockpit is. And so it's sitting up there, and there's all these like spotlights on it all the time, and it looks like Glorn is having some kind of like dinner party, because you can see people out on the veranda, you see people in his house, and everybody is like kind of mingling and talking. You can hear faint music coming up from the house, and y'all are across this little valley, crouched down in the in the foliage watching this stuff happen. You can all see the ship.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the ship is sorry if I misunderstood. The ship is out in the open.
I mean, it's out in the open in the way that like the Mona Lisa is out in the open. Like,
right.
Yes.
Yes, but with tons of people and spotlights and.
Yeah, I guarantee there's some kind of complicated laser security system going on. Yeah.
Right. We come up and I'm like, there she is.
The ship.
How are we gonna get that?
What do you mean? It's right there. We just got to take it.
Your
No?
ability to simplify the situation is incredible. Not really sure how we're gonna take that.
Look, all right. Yes, there's a bunch of people. Yes, there's probably some crazy security around it. Yes, I get it. Okay? But we all have our skills, don't we? If we just put our heads together, I'm sure we'll be able to grab it and get out of
Put
here.
our heads together. He's not even checked in.
I mean,
Rex
Rex
points
could
at
just
Quinn.
beat him.
But he's scary. No offense, big guy. He
can't hear you.
To a layman. Okay, all right.
Well, I guess he wanted to see us, right? So I guess we just knock on the door.
Did you? Sorry. Just for the sake of the rules, like I glossed over it, but Eugene, when you established that fact about the universe, what fate or what were you spending your fate points on? What aspect were you using for that?
Oh, to like establish.
Yeah, to be like, oh, I know this guy and I know where like his house is and like that stuff. I just want to be clear. For
I guess I don't have an aspect that applies to that. But I could, I guess, create an aspect.
Oh, you don't have to create an aspect. I just want to know, like, all we're really doing is figuring out what ties your character to this situation, right? Like, you have, let's see, you have like future richest slime in the galaxy. You could justify that as being like, yeah, you know where all the good shit is, right? You case the joint, you know this guy, you understand greedy people because you are one, right? Like,
right.
it can be like clear like that.
I was gonna say, future richest slime in the galaxy, because in order to be the future richest slime in the galaxy, you gotta be the not so richest slime in the galaxy quite a few times, right? Like, I've been this guy's goon. I know.
Yeah, less is more. Same
I know
thing too.
what he's doing. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that I knew where you were coming at it from. Cool. And that makes total sense. Yeah. So anyway, continue.
Sure. I mean, we have a reason to be there. He literally asked for us. So it's not like that's going to be a problem, but we got to act fast.
I mean, it's kind of an awkward situation. I thought we were going to steal his ship, but we're actually going to his house. If I'd have known that, I probably wouldn't have eaten his goon back there. So.
What are you talking about? You ate like 5 of his goons. Why are you all acting like you're so upset about this now?
Say you were.
I literally watched a feed of you beating up how many dudes? Over what? A jar? No offense, buddy.
He was.
Hold on. Give me 1 second. I need to look up Rex. What was your thing that made you have all your senses and stuff?
Oh, it
looks like a shark. Feels like a shark.
Sure, I want to compel you to immediately ask her how she saw that. Because she weren't there, dude. Or I guess he weren't there. Eugene wasn't there.
How did you see us fighting in the bar?
Oh, because I got kidnapped by this fucko, and he watched the whole thing. He's like fucking in love with you or some shit. Like,
That's
I don't know, wants to put you in a pit and make you fight, or I don't know, lick your bodies. I don't care. I don't fucking know.
When you say that, Eugene, we just hear Thuja like growl. You just hear her be like, "Argh." And you see her like looking at you like, what? Someone's in love with Rex? I'll kill him.
And then you hear as well, because he hears the growl.
Yeah.
And I'm just sitting there like,
there's just like surround sound growling happening.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well,
I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I used to work for this guy. He saw you guys fighting.
That's the information I'm looking for, little Eugene.
Look, I couldn't say it when there were dudes over there, but now one of them's been eaten and the other one's heartbroken and probably gonna try to kill us later. So I was distracted, okay? And now we're here. Apparently, he's entertaining folks again, probably making people fight and lick each other. We just gotta take the ship.
Well, I guess you should introduce us then, while you steal the ship. And I'll try and buy us some time.
All right. Okay. All right. Okay.
All right. So you have something that sounds like part of the plan. You get a percentage of a plan. All right. Cool. Well, let's grab a break here, and we'll see how this percentage of a plan plays out when we get back. Don't go anywhere. We've got another hour of Nebula Jazz coming at you when we return.